Sorry for that delay. Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. Taste challenge. uh, I'm doing Teeling whiskey small batch, 92 proof from Teeling Whiskey Company, Newmarket, Dublin, 8, Ireland. Imported by Teeling Whiskey Company, Coral Gables, Florida. This was bottled in June of 2019 before the scamdemic. It is non-chill filtered, 46% alcohol, 92 proof. Jack Teeling, the Teeling Small Batch. There's many different types of Teelings now. You can check their website. It's pretty amazing. I bought this at Mathern's. They had a great price, $14.99. Now, if you check on Total Wine and More or Walmart, you're going to see what I'm talking about. JV's Hangout says, chairs. Chairs. He's dealing with chairs, but he works at a furniture store. So Tyler Mansell says, hey, Jay, I had Jim Beam today. How'd you like it? Tyler. Ronnie S. says, chairs. JV's Hangout says, smiley face. JV's Hangout says, sup at Ronnie S. at Tyler Mansell. Panthers Rule says, you, Bubba. Yeah, you for Bubba, but not you for the Saints or you for the Panthers. It was excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I'm getting in more into the Jim Beam. I've got more and more I got to deal with. All right, but anyway, Ireland right now, Republic of Ireland, Irish Republic. Here's Teeling. Real cork, a real hunk o' cork. It's not pressboard cork. It's not neoprene rubber. It's real cork. So we're going to turn this over and moisturize that cork. I didn't realize that needed to be done. And I had opened some old bottles in it. It was almost in powder form. Yeah, y'all probably will beat us down Sunday. I wouldn't get too confident in the Saints because they got a lot of problems. Like so does just like Carolina. Good game and fight yesterday, Saints Bucks. Yeah, the fight was better than the game. I'm live at Scandinavia Furniture in Louisiana right now. We got chairs, sofas, and everything. Laughing out loud. See, that's why I said chairs. Panthers Rule, so we might go 0-17. Yeah, I'd give you $100 on that bet. Okay. The competitor, Kavanaugh. Irish blended whiskey, Irish traditional blended. They don't tell you anything. They just say they're blending it in the traditional Irish way. That's nice to know. My Chiefs look like crap this week, says JV. All right. Irish blended whiskey. Introduced in 2013, 80 proof. This was introduced in whoops, got the bottle backward. Introduced in 2012. Now, the question, why am I doing Teelings versus Kavanaugh? Oh, price. I told you I paid $14.99 for this, but it sells for $38 at most of your stores, $38. Why did they have it for $14? I don't know. When I see a price like that, I don't start asking a bunch of questions. I just get my cash or my card and I buy it and get out the store. Okay. I've learned you don't ask too many questions. You just buy the product and leave. So I got a $38 whiskey for $14.99. Now the Kavanaugh I got for the regular price, $17.99 at Total Wine and More. Last time I checked the website, it went up $2 to $19.99. But I knew the price was going to go up, so I went and bought it, $17.99. Why Kavanaugh versus Teeling? 92 proof, 80 proof. What's the connection? I'll tell you the connection. Kavanaugh is produced by Teeling. So Teeling makes Kavanaugh. But Teeling does not put it on their website. Teeling does not talk about it. You say, oh, what's the problem? I don't know what the problem is. I know that Sazerac makes about 1,001 brands that they don't talk about on their website. Beam-Suntory makes about 1,002 brands that they don't talk about. Heaven Hill makes about 1,003 brands that they don't talk about on their website. So, I pour too much. So it's a common thing for these companies to do that. To have a website and say, you know, look at all the exciting products we make. Besides the other hundreds that we don't bother mentioning, that we sell under alias names. What can I do? I want to try the Kavanaugh. Yeah, you can find it around, I guess. Brady is distracted by. Oh yeah, well, BC, we don't have Louisiana liquor prices over here. It's true. Well, because oh yeah, the Sup Buttercup, the Hayes Gabe show. Okay, now let's get to this thing now. The appearance, they both pale. Look, they're both pale. Pale straw. Irish whiskey tends to be pale, tends to be really good, and tastes like pale cereal grains. Think of like Cheerios, Rice Krispies, cornflakes, things that are like low sugar, low flavor, just like mild. You say, I love smoky whiskey. I want intense smoke. Yeah, well, don't get Irish. You say, I want charred oak. I want charred oak, baby. Yeah. Yeah, don't get Irish whiskey. Okay. Okay. Now, if you say, I like mild, subtly sweet cereal grains. Now you're talking. Have I tried Bernheim's OG? No, I never even heard of it, actually. All right. Now, aroma. There's so many things I haven't tried. It's a joke. Smell like bread. Just bread dough, but cooked. You know, the middle part of the bread, not the crust. Oh, yeah. Same thing. Same thing, man. All right. Taste time. Taste time. It's a great sipping whiskey. I believe it. I think these are going to be great sipping whiskey. All right. Mild cereal grains. You say, what are the cereal grains? Corn, single malt barley. So you got your grain whiskey, column still grain whiskey, corn spirits. Age 3 years becomes whiskey. Single malt, barley malt. You know what I'm saying, barley malt. Copper pot still. And well, it could be some even unmalted barley, in fact. But the Teeling is non-chill filtered. They don't chill filter it. So it'll say, well, it might get a little sediment in there because it's not chill filtered. Kavanaugh, I don't know, chill filtering is the cheaper way to do it. And Kavanaugh is inexpensive, so you wouldn't think it was non-chill filter. But I really don't know. They don't say much on the bottle. Taste. I know this, though. I read a bunch of written reviews about it, and almost all the reviews were positive. People say, I never heard of this stuff, and some of the reviews for a year ago was saying $15.99, went up $4, $15.99. It was so good, and it just went on and on. Oh, this was really good. This is really good. I like it. And then I watched some video reviews. There aren't that many. There's some. All the video reviews were saying, well, this stuff's really good. I like it. What is it? What's the price? Oh, wow, I can't believe it. You know, that kind of stuff. Can you find really good whiskey for less than $20? Yes, actually, you can. And I mean, like, really good. Oh, this has that vanilla flavor. Now, when I did the Kavanaugh solo review in this same room, but I was standing up, I was saying, oh, it's got this vanilla. I don't know what it's coming from, the wood or the cooking process, you know, fermenting it and then distilling it. I really don't know. But it had that vanilla. Like if you was in Manila, running from a killer. Okay. Ron, FACP monitoring. Hello. Good hearing from you. Ron, are there whiskeys that put a charred oak flavoring in them to simulate aged barrels? There probably are. The Gabby Hayes Gabe. Hayes Gabe. I can't say that word. Weller Special Reserve is good. I believe you. Also like Cooper's Craft. I have it. I like it more. If so, which ones? I really don't know. Like I think Triple Crown. I know it contains oak extract. It says that on the website. Oak extract. What is oak extract? Guess some kind of liquid that comes from an oak tree that's not toxic. What else would it be? Not gonna lie, Wild Turkey to me is really good, and it's like $20. Yes, it is really good. I like the Wild Turkey 81. The 81, not the 101. I like the 81 because I like milder things. I went to school with some Kavanaughs, and they were Irish Americans, but I don't believe I've tried the Kavanaugh whiskey yet, but I have seen it. Yes, sir, says Hayes Gabe Show. Okay. Yeah, that's a common name, you know, Irish American Kavanaugh. Does it have anything to do with the whiskey? No, they just picked the name. They just clearly chose that name because it has something to do with Irish royalty back in the old days, the Irish kings. You know, a marketing thing. You can pick something like New Orleans, Louisiana. They'll say like, you know, the iron fence hotel, you know, stuff like that. All right. Oh, that vanilla. It's such a thriller. If you got a folder that's described as Manila. Okay. I hope they don't use too much filler. This one over here tastes stronger. Or in Louisiana, we say tastes stronger. Tastes stronger. But, you know, I go to New York kind of regularly, and they say it tastes stronger. All right. What they say up in New York. I think that's the Teeling because it's stronger. Now, they got no age statement. Either one got an age statement. Neither one got an age statement. So how long are they aged? Well, how would I know? Oh, you might be able to find a range. Like sometimes if you look on their websites carefully enough, it'll say like, well, this product's aged 5 to 7 years, meaning the youngest whiskey would be 5 years, oldest 7. But I think I had tracked that down for Teeling, but I can't remember. If they don't put it on the bottle, I can't keep it in my mind, you know. I never had the regular Wild Turkey, but I want to as well. Oh, yes, I recommend the 81 Wild Turkey. It just says Wild Turkey on it. It used to be called Wild Turkey 81 because the 81 proof, but they just dropped that and decided to call it Wild Turkey. But you might go to some liquor stores, have the old bottles, which only for like 3 years ago, and it'll say Wild Turkey 81. But if you see Wild Turkey and look at the thing that says 81 proof, that's it. That's the one. Olive Fire says, ah, ha, 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 ha. Okay. Conor McGregor's head coach last name is Kavanaugh. See? Which he's also Irish, believe it or not. I believe it. You know, a lot of people say they like Woodford Reserve, but I absolutely hate it. You hate Woodford Reserve? Well, I'm one of those a lot of people because I love it. I love Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve tastes like a sweet sugar whiskey to me, which I don't enjoy ever. Sorry, y'all. I like it, but what do I know for whiskey? Curtis Champagne says, do a beer review of Belgian Beaver's. Well, we don't get their products here. I could do a review of all the Belgian Beaver's products. There's only one little problem. We don't get their beers here. It's like saying do Firestone Walker. Well, we don't get their products. They had this one chip challenge that showed up at the stores today. People were like, you ought to do that one chip challenge, Pocky one chip challenge. It's so devastating. I said, for $6.99 a chip, you'll never see me do it. I'm not paying $6.99 to see if something's really hot. I'm sure it's hot. If it was 69 cents, I might buy it. But $6.99 for a stunt? I don't eat stunt food. I just eat regular food like eggs and corned beef hash and Burger King classic chicken sandwiches with onion rings like today, for instance. Because I like health food, you know, I love healthy food. I thought the onion rings were a little undercooked in the sense that they were too light. They weren't dark enough. I used to fry for Taco Bell, and I was a stickler. It had to be within that template. When I fried, everything was done to a T, which is why they always wanted me there frying. Man, I'll tell you what, these are not that. Oh, there's a little fruitiness here too, but these are not that different one from the other. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Teelings, I love Teelings. I think it's a fantastic whiskey, and this is just the base model, the small batch. There is no large batch. But if you look on their website, they have like 12 different items you could get. You know, I mean, you could go $38, $58, $78, $108, $208, and on up the ladder. You see Kavanaugh too, because when I was at Total Wine and just looking at the website, they had Kavanaugh, the regular one. I had the purple label, which used to be just like a khaki, kind of like Teeling. They might have changed the label because it looked too much like the Teeling, and it's from the same people. But or they found it was too dull or something. But oh, they got Kavanaugh, what I'm drinking now. They got the Kavanaugh single grain. It's just all grain, but a single type. They got Kavanaugh single malt, which is all barley malt, malted barley, but it's only, you know, single malt, like Scotch. And then they got Kavanaugh, like rum cask, Kavanaugh sherry cask, Kavanaugh port wine cask, you know, the whole thing. I don't know why they don't do a website for it. They ought to do it. But if you look on Total Wine, they got descriptions of it. Now, Total Wine, they're saying it's aged 4 years. They claim it's aged 4 years. And maybe that's a sell sheet they got from the company. So it's probably aged 4 years. But I'm not going to put that down because I don't know that definitively. Maybe they got bad information. I mean, I seriously doubt they did. But I'm still reluctant to put that down until I get official info. I don't feel comfortable doing that. That's dynamite. That's a jewel there. And I only paid $14.99. Yeah, I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous. And my friend David told me, I hope you bought me one. I said, what you mean? I don't know what you drink. He said, it's $38 a Total Wine. You didn't buy it. It's $14.99. I was like, all right, let me go back to that store and buy it. He said, it better not be sold out. He was like getting like enraged, you know. So I bought it and I brought it to him and I was like, what do you think? He said, it's awesome, man. He said, look, this is the rule. From now on, the rule is this. If you see that price, just buy it. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't ask me what I think. Just buy it. You're going to get your money, Maury. So that's my practice now. If I see it, I buy it. He gets it. Okay. I think this is the Teelings by virtue of not a better taste or a worse taste or really a different taste, honestly. I just think it's Teeling because it's a higher proof. Now, you might be making a good point. You might say, they're taking Teeling Small Batch, 92 proof, non-chill filtered, and they add in water and bringing it down to 80 proof and bottling it as Kavanaugh. You didn't hear me say that. but it is a good theory. It is a good theory. It's a good theory. I'm not saying it's not a good theory. I don't know if I mentioned to you that it's a good theory. It wouldn't be that hard to do. Take a 92 proof Irish whiskey and bring it down to 80 proof with water, bottle it as Kavanaugh, got your product. Would I be opposed to that? No, because it's a different product. It just has a higher water content. And it costs half the price. All right. More than half the price. But you might say, oh, I have alcohol dependency. I got to have high alcohol. I got to have 92 proof. 80 proof not gonna do it for me. I got to have the highest. Well, in that case, yeah, 80 proof is not going to work. But if you're just an enthusiast, you like to try things, taste them, and you don't have to have all this like a chemical injection theoretical thing, more like an actual thing, then you could enjoy it, as a hobby. All right, so I'm going to say this is the Kavanaugh. Now, which one is better? Well, and I'm going to read the comments, y'all. I promise you. But I guess I suppose the Teeling's is better because it is higher proof. It does have more cachet. It does have more character. It has a little more papa, a little more fieriness to it, in flavor and character. But I still would buy the Kavanaugh myself. Personally, I would buy the Kavanaugh because I would rather the trade-off. You get less flavor and character, but it's 80 proof, and that's more in line with what I prefer to drink. So I can't say it's worse. It's just a kind of a preference situation. But I think Teeling is a company that does great work, so they probably don't put out anything that's bad. But I know they're trying to hide the fact, they're not really trying to advertise that they make this. That's why it says imported by Sorrenti Imports. There's nothing on here that even remotely indicates that it's from Teeling. But I did my research and I found out. I even found the exact date that the trademark Kavanaugh was first used in commerce. That's a true story. So, Kavanaugh, got it. Well, 1-0. 1 win, 0 losses so far. Now, is that going to continue? It's going to be a lot harder. I think it's going to be a lot harder because not all, but most of the Irish whiskeys I got left it actually might be all of them are 80 proof. They're all 80 proof. So it could be tough. It could be tough. Now they don't all have the same blend ratio. They all blended whiskeys, but like Blackbush from Bushmills in the Northern Ireland, the British controlled Northern Ireland, that's 80-20 blend. 80% single malt, that's a 20-80 blend. 20% grain alcohol, but it's 80% single malt, and it's aged 8 years. I mean, obviously you're not going to confuse that. But all the rest, like Patty's and doggone Jameson and all of that, it could be scary. I could really get them mixed up. But we'll see because it's blind. You do a blind taste test. I can't see you. You can't hear me. Let's see what we're saying here. Let's see. Comments. Then we're out of here. Time for Major League Baseball. Do you know a lot more than I do? Well, I read a lot. Canadian Mist. I like Canadian Mist. Canadian Club. Yeah, I prefer Canadian Club. But Canadian Mist People say it's bland. It's so bland. Well, if you read the history of Canadian Mist, which I doubt most people bother to do, it was designed to be bland, like literally designed to be that way. And there's specific reasons that the company gave why they designed it like that. So I never go after a product that is the way it was intended to be. If I find it's too bland, I just don't buy it, but I'm not going to say, how dare this whiskey be, how dare this whiskey is bland, even though it was designed to be that way. Because I know many people that love bland products. Superlink says, I love Burger King chicken sandwiches. Very good. Oh, yeah, and they got the new ones, the classics. I would like to try those. I'm going to be frying up some hash and eggs myself in a few minutes. Oh, I love that stuff. I didn't even know Burger King had onion rings. What? Since about 1983. How old was I when I worked there? About 19 to 23 years old. But they loved my work. They wanted me to go there and be a manager. I said, look, I did not go to college so I could be a Taco Bell manager. They said, we're going to pay you twice as much as what you're going to make teaching. I said, well, I get every weekend off and 10 weeks in the summer? Well, no, of course not. I said, never mind. I had to watch football. I needed a job that would revolve around not missing football games. And Taco Bell store manager wasn't going to work. And they used to drive those guys to the graveyard early. So I was like, I don't need that. Hello, make sure to note that Teeling makes a single grain and single malt. I did note that. Jake's baked. Curtis says, I miss drinking Russian standard vodka. Best vodka ever, hands down. I still see that around. Hayes says, do you know Theo Vaughn? I never heard of that. Single malt is way better. I bet Jay's. Okay, Tyler's been drinking a little bit too much Jim Beam. Okay, I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken when I was 16. Well, that's nice to know. The single grain Teeling is my least favorite. Yeah, I've only had the small batch, so I can't comment on the rest. I got to eat a lot of chicken, too. I bet you did. Do you like Basil Hayden's rye? I've never had it, but I'd like to try it. Kavanaugh must be strong. No, no, it's not strong. Huh? 1632 attacks for the single grain. What? For a half size bottle? I never worked with in fast food. They wouldn't hire me. I believe it. No, I'm sorry. You might enjoy some Polish and Austrian potato vodka. Oh, they're talking. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. They would never allow me to do theater in junior high. Now I'm a convicted drinker. That happens, Jake baked. Okay, let's get this over with. I'm gonna read the comments. Luke Suksova, Polish, Monopolova, Austrian. Yeah, I've seen the Lukasova. Kavanaugh, there is no U sound. Kavanaugh. Yeah, Kavanaugh, right. Not Kavanaugh, Kavanaugh. Thanks, I've tried rye vodka and potato vodka, but I prefer winter wheat vodka, says Curtis. Oh, what about red winter wheat? Great, goes with my sugar-free Red Bull. Yikes. Teeling single grain is super sweet. I've seen two different spellings on the market for this whiskey. One is labeled Kavanaugh with a C, and the other is labeled Kavanaugh with a K. It's probably two different companies, and they got away with it because of the trademark spelling situation. I bet that's not the same company. But I know that Kavanaugh, like I have tonight, is also sold as Kavanaugh's with an apostrophe S. I found the trademark. They got the trademark for both. And it says somewhere on here, Kavanaugh's. Yeah, Kavanaugh's finest Irish whiskey. But they forgot to put the apostrophe S. But if you look at the trademark information, they got the trademark with the apostrophe S. So that's kind of sloppy copyright. Sloppy label design. Put that mistake in there like that. Cast strength is the way to go. Oh, no, not for me. Interesting. Nah, do not be a Taco Bell manager. No. Thanks. It is a good story. And it's a true story. Teaching is a great profession. Well, yeah, it could be. King Cobra. You get all holidays off, right? I was an assistant general store manager to Arby's for 6 months, but I had to get out because I never had a job so stressful in my life ever before and never since. I believe that. I used to watch what they went through, and I was like, they made good money. I'm talking about 30 years ago, 31 years ago. But they couldn't enjoy it because they were like so miserable. I was like, I don't care about money. I'm more leisure oriented. That's me. I'll say I'm more leisure oriented. Now you might say you're not driven for success, great success. I'm driven to like do a lot more of these liquor reviews. Okay, interesting labeling laws at play for sure. It is. Okay, teach can be a great profession, but I think good teachers are very important and underrated. I agree with that. I knew some great teachers, knew some bad ones too, but that's any job. Any job. You teach me a lot about beer. Haha, right. I would guess you are a great teacher. I try to be. Okay, that brings us to the end. We've been over 30 minutes. So who's the winner? Well, there is no winner. I won because I guessed it correctly. But to say that one is better than the other, I wouldn't really go that far. I'm only prepared to say that one is different from the other. And different does not mean better. It just means it's not the same as the other one you're looking at. So if you want to pay $39, $39, get the Teeling Small Batch. It's a really nice product, has a great flavor, smooth, easy drinking, and there's no negative attributes to it that I could detect. It's got a cork. If you want to get an Irish whiskey for, well, you got to pay $19.99 right now. I'm sorry, but you might find it somewhere else for $17.99 like I did. It's very mild, mellow, easy drinking, smooth, and enjoyable. This is it. This is the one. This is the one. But it's mild. It's not going to have that 92 proof, ready to go to war, type thing. But they're both beautiful products. And my experience with Teeling so far is a winning experience. So tomorrow morning, yeah, I'm gonna bring in something different. It won't be a Teeling product. It'll be some obscure product that I've seen people do videos for, but no one can figure out who makes it. And I don't even think it's still made, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely an outlier if there was ever an outlier. You, sir, are a living encyclopedia. Yes, but it's a small encyclopedia. It's like a condensed version. What is your favorite Irish whiskey so far? Oh, Bushmills Black Bush. Easily the best so far. Now, hadn't tried so many. Easily Bushmills Black Bush, without question. Now it's going to cost you $30 to $30 at the low end, $35 at the high end. So you're going to pay, but you're going to get a reward, boy. All right, thanks everybody. I'm going to try to come back tomorrow morning at dawn for another battle. Yeah, you got to try that Black Bush. Woo! What I could go drink it right now. I have to drink it right now. I got to drink it right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to watch that National Socialist Football League. Glenlivet 12-year. Well, that's Scotch, but we on Irish right now. I like the 12-year Glenlivet. I got some. Oh yes, and I got the Family Reserve, the Distiller's Reserve. Yes, right, Scotch. All right, y'all take care now.